Welcome to Book Reviews, where there is boundless offerings of organized knowledge by Estelle and Tammy Terrell.
Our purpose is to inspire individuals to read more books, expand their mind, and continue to learn. The book that we will be reviewing today is Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson, MD.
So, this book is about 94 pages. It is a very short read, and as it states on the top of the book here, it says it is a gem, small and valuable, and I can agree 100%. It is very small, it is a gem. There's so much that you can take from it. So this book is about four characters that live in a maze, and someone moved their cheese. So the cheese is pretty much a metaphor for anything that they want in life, with if it's your job, relationship, money, health. And the four characters, Sniff, Curry, which is the mice, and Him and Haw, which are the two little people. And it's all about change and how it's constant and we must adapt to it.
Exactly. This particular book, it basically tells you how the two mice, Stiff and Scurry, they were always prepared. They were in Station C. They had the cheese. Everybody was eating. Everyone was enjoying it. But they were the only two who actually had their sneakers tied by the laces around their neck because they were ready for change. Change can happen at any time. Now, him and Hom, who were the little people, like most of us, feel as though whatever we have, whatever's going on, is going to remain the same. And so they came there one day and there was no cheese. And after a while, it was them that took it so hard and they wanted to continue to just be there and wait for the cheese to come back. While Stiff and Sniff and Scurry, they put on their sneakers and said, we're out. Deuces, because this is not it. Let's go find it.
Exactly.
You know, and that's one of the things that we always have to prepare for, change.
Definitely, because that is one thing that is constant. There will always be change, and we have to be ready. We have to have our sneakers on and ready to go. Like him, he kept asking, who moved my cheese? Who moved my cheese? Instead of just going and finding some new cheese. And Hawk kept saying to him, you know what? I think it's about that time. I don't think there's any more cheese coming. It really doesn't matter who took the cheese, but we need to go find more. And eventually he did that.
Exactly. But you know what? He did go with a little bit of hesitation.
Yeah, he did.
Because he had a few insecurities about it, just like I think all of us do. Because we adjust to whatever's happening, and our insecurities, our doubt, our fear of what's out there.
Yeah, it's the fear of not knowing, the uncertainty of it all.
Exactly. That's what keeps us bound to a whole lot of things. And once we've done it, we're like, that was easy.
Exactly.
I could have done that a long time ago. Yeah. How many years did I waste in this particular predicament, thinking that I couldn't do it?
Exactly. Yeah. That's with all of us. I think we get to a point where we get comfortable, a little too comfortable. Yeah. And we just sit around not inspecting what's going on, and we don't even see. Sometimes the change is already occurring, but we are not paying attention to see, okay, a lot of the cheese is already gone.
Exactly. Or you know what? This is real stale.
Moldy cheese.
Right. This is not working out.
No.
You know, I haven't been happy for a very long time, or there's no growth in this job.
Yeah.
They keep lying to me every year. If we had it, we would give it to you. But I can't give you a raise, but your bills are going up.
Exactly.
So why are you staying there? Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
You know? So that's the thing about this particular story that really touched me. Also, another thing. If you can say one part of the book that really, like,
resonated with me.
Right. What would it be?
I would say when him pretty much left. It wasn't him. I'm sorry. It was Hall. Hall left him. And he was just saying that I have to go out there and I have to go search for new cheese. So what he did is he would write quotes on the wall, just in case if he were to ever get up, he would be inspired to keep going. And it was also a roadmap back to him.
Exactly.
Because he used that because he was trying to remember where he left them. And so that's what it is. I feel like just write down all the things that helped you so it can help someone else.
True.
So what do you think about it? How would you feel about that?
You know what would really touch me, a part of the book, when Hog got out of there and he found a little bit of cheese.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And then he came back to him and he said that, you know, here's a little bit, I found this cheese. And him sat back and said, I don't want that cheese. I want my cheese.
Yes.
I really wanted to shake him and say, your cheese is gone.
Me too.
I'm trying to feed you.
Exactly.
You don't need to be weak. You need to eat this cheese so you can survive. Your cheese is gone. Let it go. Let it go. You know, like some people, like right now we're in 2018 and they're still dressing like it's 1980 and not a part of the style. And they just won't let it go. And you want to say, girl, let it go.
Yeah, you talk about the outfit, but what about that 1980s mentality? How about that?
That is true. Yeah. That's what gets me.
You got to change that.
We have to change because there's different things in life that we're missing out on because we don't want to change, because we're fearful.
Yeah.
But what about, you know, the possibility, the adventure? That should be the good part. The good part is not even really the destination. It's the lessons that you learn on the way to the destination, because you don't know how strong you are until
you do it.
You only have to be strong.
So true.
You know?
Yeah.
And another thing that I liked about it all was, after a while, Paul got to the point where he had to laugh at himself. I used to be the type of person, I took everything so serious. I used to be so sensitive about everything. I couldn't laugh at myself because I would always be embarrassed.
Wow.
Like, I have to be perfect so no one can make fun. But you have to start somewhere. You have to make mistakes. That's how you learn.
True.
And laugh at yourself. Relax.
Yeah, that is so true.
Yeah.
You know, I have an experience too. For me, sometimes change is hard. And when I get to a space where I'm comfortable and I love the atmosphere, I like to stay there. So the example that I want to give is, this is way back. And I have another one recent, but I want to talk about the one way back. So in elementary school, we moved to a new home, and I had to start going to a new elementary school, but I didn't want to. I wanted to stay there because all my friends were there and everything else. And my mom was like, I'm going to transfer you. And I was like, no, it's okay. I'll walk to the old school. And I had one right next to me, but I was just like, I can't leave my friends and everything else. And I would walk to school, and it was a long distance. And eventually my mom was like, I'm not having it. Let me change you. We transferred to a new school, which was right next door. And, you know, I learned so much from that. Change is good, and you learn something from it. When you leave a certain environment, you get something more in another environment.
True.
Because I've gained so many friends still to this day. I won't say my age, but still to this day, from elementary on, I have friends that I met there. Still friends to this day. So there's so much that you can learn from letting go of the old cheese and picking up some new cheese. Because when Hall got to the station, what station was it? I think it was station A?
S?
Maybe S or P. But it was a station.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
And he found so many different cheese. And that's what it's about. Once you start like changing your mindset and saying, hey, I want to go for this, you get to a new environment, you get to a new station where it's way better than where you started off.
Exactly. And there's so much you can gain.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to touch on one more time where Ha got to the point where he started to change. And he tried to go back, and he tried to go back for him. Him turned him around and said he wanted his own. He wanted his old, basically he wanted his old life back.
Yeah.
And Ha had to let go.
Oh, yes.
We've been in this journey together. but I have to learn to let go.
Mm-hmm.
Because staying with you, I'm going to starve.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not going to just leave you hopeless. I'm going to write on the wall so you can follow the path and the trail that
Mm-hmm.
I took. Hopefully, you'll do it.
Yeah.
If you choose not to, I did my best.
Exactly.
But I have
You
to
did
go
your
for
part.
me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stay no longer for you. I must leave for me.
Yeah.
That touched me like because you want to take everybody with you.
You do, because you know what? When you get to the top, you want everyone to be there. You want everyone to eat
Right.
with you. That's true.
But sometimes you can't.
Can't.
Because regardless of what you say, how you say it, people don't see it. They want to come in after it's done.
Yeah.
After it's done, after it's complete, and after it looks perfect and it's packaged right.
Right.
Then everyone wants to say, okay, now I can come on.
I see what you're doing. Uh-huh.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was making the mistakes and I was fumbling and I was questioning myself and I was doubting myself, you said that you didn't want to be a part of it because you was embarrassed for me and you was going to be embarrassed for you and it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking right, I'm sounding right, and I actually have some knowledge now, you want to come in. You can't help me. I'm on a different level now.
Yep.
I agree. I had to get to that point.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it is. We get to a point where we have to let some people go because we have changed. Mm-hmm. And if they're not willing to come along, we can't continue to grab them and, hey, I'm going this place. Hey, I'm doing this. And you'll see when I get there.
Right. I'm pulling, you pushing.
Yeah.
Doesn't or work. Vice versa.
Yeah.
I'm trying to push through. Mm-hmm. You pulling me back.
Yeah.
You telling me, Tammy, you need to be the same old person. I'm not satisfied. The cheese right here is stale.
Yeah.
You don't smell that? Cheese. Mm-hmm. That's failure.
Yeah.
I'm above average. Like I tell my kids all the time, you're above average. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So don't give me basic work. Mm-hmm. But you have to start sometime at basic. No one wants to start at basic. What's up with that?
I don't know. But I like back to the basics. That's just for me. Maybe that's my personality, but I like that.
Yeah. You have to start somewhere. It's like once you get the groundwork done, it's complete. Yeah.
And then you know your way around the maze.
Right. If I had to go back or I have to detour, I know.
You know the way.
Exactly.
You won't hit that dead end.
And if I have to start all over, I know I'm not as fearful. Mm-hmm. I made it once.
Yeah, you can do it again.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the thing. This particular book, you can go every direction.
Definitely.
You want to. Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to this book, let me ask you a question. Was there a change in your life that took place that once the change took place, other than elementary, that you can say, that was easy?
I would say just relocating, moving to a new county and everything else. I was nervous. I didn't want to. I was like, my family, my friends, and everything else. And now that I'm here in a new location, I feel like, wow, I've learned so much. Mm-hmm. And I've grown so much. So that's something for me.
That's good.
Moving.
What about you? You have to take adjustment. I would say about 4 or 5 years ago, moving and leaving my ex-husband, just saying, you know what, I have to go. Yeah. Because I didn't want to be a single parent. One of the things that when you go into a relationship or you go into a marriage and you have kids, you don't go into it saying, I'm going to be a single parent one day. Yay, me. Yeah. So you sit back and you hold on to this stale cheese, which is the stale relationship. It's not working out. And you keep going back. And you keep going back because you say, I will not be a statistic.
Yes.
I will not be a single parent. And they, whoever is they, say that it's better to raise kids with 2 parents than 1.
Do you agree or disagree?
I'm kind of on the fence because if I could raise them with 2, I would,
Uh huh.
but I can't sacrifice their growth, their self esteem to have a father in the picture. It makes
Okay.
no sense.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to change. And once I became a single parent, I was like, okay, I could do this.
Do it.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's tough some days, but you can do it.
You can. Yeah.
Once I got over the fear and over the hump, all right, let's rock.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
You adapted to change.
Exactly. But had I stayed, I would have been miserable.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would have been miserable. And then I'm raising miserable kids who's thinking that this is love when it's not. Because I don't want to change. And then what happens is they grow up and they're like, Mommy, what happened? Why didn't you leave? I stayed for you. They're looking at you like,
You shouldn't have done that.
right. So overall, what do you think about this book?
I loved this book. Overall, I loved it. So they gave us, what was it, 5 points? Or I believe it was 6 points. So I just want to read them out. And I thought it resonated with me so much. It was just that good. So the first one was change happens and they keep moving the cheese. So you always got to anticipate change, get ready for new cheese, monitor change, smell it often to see if it's getting moldy, if it's getting old. Then you have to adapt to change quickly. The quicker you let go of the old cheese, the sooner it is to enjoy the new cheese.
That is true.
And enjoy change.
True.
Savor the adventures and taste new cheese and be ready to quickly change again and again and again.
Right. I think that's the only way to live life. Enjoy it while you have it. You want to keep it.
Yeah, definitely.
But know that everything does not last always.
True.
And I think that's one of the things that we're not taught when we're little.
We don't.
We're not taught that. We say love is forever.
Yeah.
Or, we're always going to be together. Maybe not.
Yeah.
And you can go on. You can move on and you will be okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the part of it that we have to adjust to.
Definitely.
But overall, I absolutely love this book.
Me too.
I absolutely love this book.
This is one of the books where you always need that refresher with this book.
Right.
Every like 6 months or so.
Go
ahead and read this book. But all in all, I thought it was a great book. Like, if you were to rate this book, what would you give it?
I would give this particular book a 10 out of 10 because it can be used for anything. It can be used for love. It can be used for your career. It can be used for, your kids growing up. You're adapting to, they're not needing you anymore.
True. Oh my gosh, I didn't think about that.
You can use it for that too.
Yeah. There's so much. This book is everything.
Right.
Yeah. Everything.
Yeah. It's crazy because when you see the titles like "Who Moved My Cheese," you're like,
yes.
What?
Yeah, it catches you off guard. Cheese. What are they talking about? Cheese. Who moved my cheese? But the thing is, there was several people that recommended this book to me. I don't know if you had any recommendations for this book, but I did.
Yeah. The first time I heard about this book, because I didn't want to read the book because of the title of the book, was customer service training at a job.
Okay.
And they wanted us to adapt. And back then, I didn't want to adapt. I was hemming and hawing and hawing and hemming, and I said, no, I dare not. But this is a really good book. I love it. What would you rate it?
I would rate it a 10 as well. And it's not because you said 10. It's just because it's so... Everyone can use this. Mothers, fathers, employees, employers, everyone. Yeah. It changes something that we have to deal with on a regular basis. So this book, highly recommended to everyone. I would give it a 10.
And you know what? One thing I'd like to say. You can use this book to start living your dream.
Yeah.
Because yes, you went to school, you have your degree, or you don't have your degree, and you're in a job where you're unhappy. You don't want to do it. but there's a gift and there's a purpose that you have.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to change because they say they give you the 40-40 lie. 40 years of working a 40-hour week and you will be okay. But you do have this dream. You have this skill, this purpose that's inside of you, but you don't want to do it because you don't want to change, because you don't know what's out there in the maze. Change. Do something different.
Definitely.
You have to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah, I definitely would. Mm-hmm.
So thank you for watching. We enjoyed this review.
Yes, we did.
And we will definitely do more. He has another book. We should definitely think
Oh,
about reading
yes. The
Yeah.
1 Minute Manager.
Mm-hmm.
I like to manage.
Yeah, me too.
No, actually, I like to lead it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like to do both. I'm not
Yeah.
going to.
Okay. We could do
But
that.
definitely we can do that.
Yes.